Hello, welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another WOW moment. This is David, and today on the WOW, I'm going to be continuing on in the Dreams and Visions, part 7 into the series. This is David as well, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the dreams that I've been having these past couple of weeks, and to let y'all know I've been doing fairly well, basically. I'm here once again doing the Lord's work. And if you haven't watched my previous videos about the dreams and visions, I had last discussed about the couple of dreams that I've had where the Lord basically was showing myself on a mission, with basically reaching out to an upcoming mega pagan Christian preacher, also with me being in a part of heaven and leaving out of that part of heaven to going back into the matrix real world and basically to help reach people. And the Lord has been showing me a few visions that I wanted to share with you people. It is very important to share the Lord's work, and He finds delight in that. And it's very vital to share information with some of you truth seekers out there, and for some of you non-believers, and for some of you pagan Christians and such other things, and so on and so forth. So before I get into the message, let's pray. Father Yahweh, thank you for having me here yet another day. Let my message reach the masses, and whoever's watching this, that they learn something from it, and for the people who are having dreams, that their dreams will hopefully come to pass, because whatever you show in our dreams, Lord, it is very important, Lord. In the Father Yahweh, and the Son Yeshua, amen. Alright, so so getting into part 7 of Dreams and Visions, the Lord He showed me a few things and stuff, which are very interesting. Some of it was kind of creepy and scary, but it was astonishing in one sense. And it's just amazing. Like, ever since I've been on this journey for the last 4 months, ever since I left Christianity and left religion, that's when I started basically having dreams and stuff like that. And I'm coming more spiritual to the point to where I can't really hear the Lord yet, but at the same time, I can feel His presence. And when I'm thinking about Him subliminally, He'll put stuff in my head, and I can just be thinking about certain things. If you haven't watched my video about the female masculinity a couple of days ago, I was just focusing on the Lord, and I just started thinking about female masculinity, how a lot of gay women are chasing after these masculine gay women and stuff, and I was just thinking about that and stuff. And then later on that day, I ran into a couple, a masculine gay girl and a feminine gay girl. They were a couple, and how they got into a physical altercation and stuff, fists were thrown and stuff like that, and name calling and stuff like that. So it's just amazing how when you're focused on the Lord, He will show you stuff subliminally, and somehow when you're spiritual and you're growing more in discernment, you start to see that the Lord is trying to show you something, and He wants to see if you can catch it. So I caught that message that morning, and then into that evening, when I saw that couple, I just felt down in my spirit, okay, okay, this is happening. What is the Lord going to show me next? And then that's when the fight broke out and stuff, and stuff like that. So like I said, people, pay attention to your visions, pay attention to your dreams at night, because the Lord is trying to show you stuff in your dreams, and He wants to see that you adhere to the dreams, and that the dreams that He's showing you, that it comes to pass, people. And when you're becoming more spiritual, when you still can't hear the Lord, it's going to be a process to where He's going to actually speak to you personally. Now, for me, I had mentioned early into the series in the WOW Dreams and Visions that, Yeshua appeared to me in my dreams with me being in a concentration camp. And He appeared out of the gate, and He positioned himself on the cross and he started to rise up, and I could see him, and that was my first time seeing Yeshua and stuff, which was very amazing. Now, getting into the dreams that I've been having, I had gotten a phone call from my brother, I would say a few nights ago, and I haven't spoken to him at all in the since February almost, ever since my grandfather passed away and stuff. And if you people were watching the series about the dreams and visions, I had spoken about my grandfather appearing to me in my dreams one night, and he was trying to show me this book, and I'm still trying to figure out what that book was about. But you know, like I said, people, when the Lord tries to show you stuff, it's always good to try to research and to get into the Word of the Lord so that you can understand what He's trying to show you, people. But getting back to my brother, he had called me, and he called me out of the blue, and I could tell that he was he seemed like he was drunk, but when he was talking, my spirits were trying to tell me that there was something up with him, because normally he doesn't really call me. I have to call him first. So when we were talking, he was just telling me there was some bad news that someone had passed away, and he said that our mom passed away. But the way he said it in a kind of way to where it wasn't really believable. And I'm thinking to myself, why would someone want to joke about that? I mean, that's very not cool and very weird. But to make a long story short, moving into the conversation, we were just basically talking, and he had seen my recent pictures and stuff like that, and he was like questioning me about that, asking me if I was going to become a transgender, transitioning over into that lifestyle. And I told him no, that's not the case at all. I wouldn't want to, you know, get any surgery done and to transition over into becoming a full-blown female and stuff. That was just besides the case, and not my intentions are at all. And I'm going to be doing a WoW video on male femininity next as well, because a lot of people don't really seem to understand that. They tend to get it all mixed up and stuff. But I'm going to be doing a WoW video on that probably sometime next week or so. Who knows? So after that, we discussed that. He just started discussing the Lord, and I don't know where that came from. I'm guessing it's I guess he found my WoW page and he was watching some of my videos. Now my brother, he's an atheist, and he used to be in the Catholic pagan church, and he never really followed the Lord afterwards. He became very worldly, all about himself and stuff like that. Neither one of us had a positive male role model in our lives, so and we never really had. Well, I had church and stuff, but he didn't really have church. So that's the difference between him and I. And I always wanted to seek the Lord for myself. He never did. So when he started talking about the Lord, it was just really weird. Why was he talking about that? And like, he just was cursing the Lord, blaspheming the Lord's name, and just going into scientific evidence that he doesn't really exist and stuff. And I told him, you know, doctors and scientists, they're all sorcerers and witchcraft, and you know, you can't really follow that stuff because it's not real, basically. And we were just going into the Lord and stuff like that. We got into like a short argument over the situation, because I'm the type of person, you know, you're not gonna just sit there and just curse the Lord and blaspheme the Lord without me taking up for the Lord and speaking truth upon that. So basically that conversation really didn't go too well. And I think he was probably tipsy or drunk or whatever. But after that conversation, I don't know what happened. I think I fell asleep, and it was that. I haven't heard from him since. But I had a dream about him last night, and it was just really weird, because somehow the Lord always shows me being in New Jersey, where a lot of my family members are, and there's always some chaotic stuff that's going on. Realistically, there's some chaotic stuff going on, but spiritually, there's some chaotic stuff going on spiritually. So the Lord, he'll show me in New Jersey, in dreams and stuff, what's going on with a lot of my family members. So he showed me there. I was at this house, and at this house, it was like a kind of Amityville house type of crap. And around the house is very dark, stormy, windy, very old and run down and wooden and stuff like that, just raggedy and stuff like that. And inside the house, I was there with my brother, and my grandmother was there as well. And my grandmother and I, we don't have a really good, strong relationship, because she was very verbally and a little physically abusive towards me and stuff. So I really don't talk to her, because she has some serious demons in her life and stuff. And a lot of stuff that she was doing to me was deterring my walk with the Lord and keeping me from the Lord. But once I started to find the Lord, I told myself that I had to cut off a lot of family members and a lot of friends as well. But inside the dream, I was eating in the living room on top of a coffee table. I think it was like a bowl of cereal or something like that. And I remember that my grandma was just cursing me, like just making a big deal of me eating in the living room and eating on top of a coffee table with a bowl of cereal. And this reminded me of how, how she is in reality when we used to live together, how she would, nitpick and pick on me about little certain things, and because she was just a very nasty person, and still is a very nasty person. She's just more passively aggressive nowadays. But I really don't speak to her or my brother and stuff. But into the dream, there was, in the front of the house, there was 3 doors for some reason. It was just really weird. And there was a basement, and in the dream, my brother was basically just going crazy. And it seemed like he was trying to kill me in one sense. I'm not sure. But he was basically chasing me around this old rundown wooden house, and like chasing me throughout the basement, through outside. And I felt like I was in a box. I felt like I couldn't go anywhere. It was like, it's, like in a game, in a level where it's like a force field. You can't go but so far, but you have to go back. That's how I felt. What was going on in my situation. So I went back into the front of the house. My brother was inside looking for me, and like I said, it was 3 doors. So I went back into the front. My brother was inside the house, and what I had done, he was outside looking for me. He came outside looking for me, and I was in the front of the house. And what I did, he had saw me, and then I locked the 2 doors connecting to the front of the house, and he couldn't get in. So he came around to try to come inside the house from the other side, to come through the entrance door, and I closed that door and I locked it as well. So basically I was caught in this room, and I locked all 3 doors, and basically my brother couldn't get to me. And that was a very awkward and scary dream. But when I woke up this morning, I just started to pray upon it, and I started to look into it. That was basically the Lord trying to show me that that even your family members can be wicked, and can try to get to you to keep you from your walk with the Lord. And it was a very powerful dream, because on the phone when he was speaking to me, he was speaking with such hate and such hate towards Yahweh. And it was a very powerful dream. Even when I told him that I seen the Lord in my dreams, and when I seen the Lord in my dreams, he didn't want to hear about it. And it was a very scary situation. But I think that the Lord was trying to show me that I'm growing more discernment, and that I'm closing the doors on my family members, and I'm closing the doors on people, and I'm keeping them out of my life. And when the Lord showed me that dream of me closing all 3 doors, that's basically the way I looked at it. Was door number 1 was I'm closing the door on friends, wicked worldly friends. I'm closing the second door on wicked worldly family members in my family. And the third door, I can't really say what the third door was, but I think it was just for all discernment in all things and everything. So that was the third door, the way I looked at it. So that was kind of subliminal in that message. Another dream I had was there's this guy I'm talking to, and he wants to fly me out to New York because he wants to meet me, and I agreed to it. And because I thought it was a good opportunity, because we've been talking for a couple months now, and he wanted to meet me, and he lives in New York, and some of my family members lives in New Jersey and a couple parts in New York as well. So I agreed. But a couple of days later, I had a dream about it. That I went to New York. I went up there as planned, and I was riding the train. I think I was trying to get from New York to New Jersey. I'm not sure, because I know that in New Jersey there's like a lot of mountains and stuff, and it's crazy because I think I was on the New Jersey Transit, and I was heading towards New Jersey. So that was what that dream was about. But at the same time, the dream was kind of strange because it was I would say, old school, very vintage in one sense. It wasn't modern at all. And when I got to the train station, it was really weird. I witnessed a confrontation with two guys, and one of the guys pulled out a gun and he shot the guy, right in front of me, and all the crowd spread out, and the guy just laid there and he was just dying, and the guy with the gun who shot him, he just stood there, and I just stood there in shock, because I think it was probably, well, I won't say it's the first time I've seen killings happening in my dream, because I've seen killings happen before, but that was just another eye-opening dream I had, because I think the Lord was trying to tell me that if I go out to New York, then I'm going to witness a murder going to happen, and I'm guessing He's trying to test my faith on how I would handle that certain situation. And that's another dream that I had. And my last dream that I had, it was about the destruction of the earth. The Lord has shown me basically destruction that's coming toward the earth. I do believe that the Great Tribulation has begun since last year, and that we're in the 7-year mark of the Great Tribulation. This is where the economy is going to start becoming to its final end, and destruction is coming towards the earth. I believe that the Antichrist is on the rise. The New World Order is on the rise, and the martial law is on the rise. I do believe that sacrifice and war is going to be coming to religion, all the churches. A lot of the pagan Christians are going to get killed and stuff. But in the dream, it was I don't really remember it. The Lord was just showing me a mixture of stuff. He was showing me like X-Men and superhero stuff for some reason. I don't know what that was about. But I remember that the Lord, I was on a spaceship and I was leaving the earth. And as I was leaving the earth, I could see God just striking down the earth, and the whole earth just exploded. Like it's obliterated. He obliterated the whole earth. And before he was doing that, I could hear the Lord's voice. He was speaking to someone. He was speaking to someone. I could hear the Lord's voice, and he was saying that he was just tired of this world, that he was going to destroy it. And before he destroyed it, he flew me out of there, and I went to I think a higher level in heaven. This time higher than I was before, and I met with the other truth seekers that the Lord saved from the world, and I was in heaven again. And it was really interesting because everywhere I could see the survivors, who survived God's destruction on the earth. There was wine, there was feasts happening, and basically I was there, and it was just really crazy. And I even saw Bernie Mac there. It was just really weird. I saw Bernie Mac. He was serving food and stuff. It was just really interesting. But the Lord just showed me that He's going to be destroying the world basically, and with me flying out on the spaceship and leaving the world before it happened, and then joining other people in this heavenly place. This heavenly place is just so beautiful. Antiques everywhere, beautiful food, the beautifulest food that you ever seen in this world, and it's just very interesting. So that's just some of the dreams that I wanted to share with you people, and just be mindful of your dreams, and pay attention to what the Lord is trying to show you, because it's very important. And I just want to share that with you people. Thank you.